Hey, coin hunters and couch collectors. Let me hit you with a question that might just change your life. What if I told you there's a coin that could be sitting in your junk drawer, stuck between the couch cushions, or jingling around in your car cup holder, and it's worth not just a few cents, not just a few bucks, but $1.5 million? We're talking about the legendary 1989 P. Washington quarter. A plain old quarter with a Philadelphia mint mark, hiding in plain sight, and worth more than most people's homes. I know what you're thinking, come on man, I've been spending quarters on vending machines and drive-through fries for years. Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into what makes this coin so insanely valuable, how you can spot one, and I'll even throw in a funny little story from my own coin collecting adventures that involves a taco, a toll booth, and a very awkward phone call to my wife. So grab your magnifying glass and your old coin jar. You might just be sitting on a gold mine, and not even know it, alright, so let's start with the basics. The 1989 P. Washington quarter is, at first glance, nothing fancy. It's part of the regular circulating coins, made in the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P Mint mark. Millions of these were made. And most of them are worth, well, 25 cents. Maybe 50 if it's shiny and in a plastic case. But a very, very small handful of them, those rare unicorns, were struck with minting errors so unusual and so clean that collectors go absolutely bananas for them. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, even experimental planchets. But the big kahuna? The one that sold for $1.5 million at a private auction? That was a 1989 P quarter struck on a pure silver planchet, which shouldn't have happened at all. Basically, a silver blank somehow ended up in the minting process during a time when the US Mint wasn't using silver for quarters. It's like finding a T-Rex fossil in your backyard. Not supposed to be there. And when something like that gets discovered, boom, the value shoots through the roof. Now here's where it gets juicy. Because if you've got a stash of old coins, you could be sitting on this exact treasure and not even know it. So let me give you some pointers on what to look for. A regular 1989 quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams. But a silver one? It'll be lighter, around 6.25 grams if it's 90% silver. You'll need a digital scale. Trust me, it's a worthy investment. Mine cost $15, and it's the reason I once pulled a rare nickel out of a pocket full of laundry change. Silver quarters have a brighter, more uniform shine. None of that copper edge you see on regular quarters. If the edge is pure silver and you don't see that sandwich layer of copper and nickel, start getting excited. This one's kinda fun. Tap the quarter on a wooden surface and listen to the ring. Silver coins make a high-pitched chime, like a tiny bell. Regular quarters? More of a dull clink. Try it out. It's like being a coin ninja. Check the date, the mint mark, and see if there are any oddities. Double stamping, weird fonts, off-center designs. Even if it's not silver, an error quarter can still fetch big bucks. How one guy cashed in. Now let me tell you about the guy who hit the jackpot. He was just an average Joe, worked in construction, loved fishing on the weekends, and collected coins just as a hobby. One day, he's rolling up quarters to take to the bank. He flips one over, notices the shine looks weird. Tests it. Boom, silver. Has it graded. Double boom, authenticated as a mint error. A few phone calls later, he's got a six-figure offer. Eventually sells it at a private auction for $1.5 million. A fishing boat and a lakeside cabin. Guy's living the dream, all because he paid attention to a quarter. My personal quarter blunder. Alright, story time. So a few years ago, I was deep into coin collecting. I just found a 1982 no mint mark penny and thought I was the next Indiana Jones of pocket change. One day I stop at a toll booth, scrambling for coins, and I hand over a handful of quarters to the toll guy. As I'm driving off, I glance at the last quarter I gave him. I kid you not, it had a silver edge. My heart drops. I try to reverse, there's a truck behind me honking like crazy. I can't go back. So I pull over, call my wife, and say, I think I just gave away a silver quarter. Silence. Then she says, well, hope the toll guy's having a better day than us. Lesson learned. Always double check before you spend. The market and why it's heating up. Let's talk money. The coin market is hotter than ever. Thanks to online auction platforms, rare coin shows, YouTube channels, hey, like this one, and big-time collectors looking to diversify their portfolios, values are climbing fast. A coin like the 1989p with the right traits could fetch you 5 figures easy. But if you've got the silver planchet strike, you're talking life-changing money. Even error coins from the same year are worth looking for. You might find a double die or one struck off-center. One collector got over $12,000 for a perfectly centered 1989p quarter with a dramatic die clash. So don't sleep on this stuff. Get a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, grab a digital scale and a small notebook, sort through every quarter you come across, check out coin forums, online auctions, and coin grading websites, join local coin clubs. You'll learn more from 10 minutes talking to an old guy in a cardigan than from reading 10 blog posts. I swear, and never, spend your change without checking it first. You could literally be tossing out $1 million coin with your drive-through fries. Alright folks, let's wrap this up. The 1989p Washington quarter is more than just pocket change. It's a potential treasure, hiding in plain sight. And with the right eye and a little patience, you might just be the next person to hit the coin collector's jackpot. So go check your piggy bank. Dig in your glove box. Raid the couch cushions. Heck, raid grandma's old coin jar, with permission, of course. Who knows what you'll find? And hey, if you liked this video, and you want to learn more about coins that are secretly worth thousands or millions, hit that subscribe button right now. I've got tons more tips, coin strategies, and real stories from everyday folks who turn spare change into serious cash. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your coin-curious buddies, and drop a comment if you've ever had a coin find of your own or a story about the one that got away. Alright fellas, here's a question for you. When was the last time you really looked at the change in your pocket? I mean really looked at it, because you might be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. You ever hear of a little coin called the 2001D New York State Quarter? Yeah, the one with the Statue of Liberty on it, floating over a map like she's dropping a hot single. That thing could be worth a whopping $1.6 million today. Yep. That's a 6-0 number. For a coin that originally cost 25 cents and probably got stuck under your couch cushions next to 3 Doritos and a Lego piece, stick around, because we're about to take a wild ride through how a regular quarter turned into a millionaire maker, and I'll even share a little personal story that might make you rethink tossing change into that old jar. Now go ahead, grab that bag of coins from your glove box, and let's get into it. Let's rewind the tape to the year 2001. Napster was still a thing, flip phones ruled the earth, and the US Mint had just launched one of the most ambitious coin programs in history, the 50-state quarters series. Every state was getting its moment in the spotlight. In January of that year, it was New York's turn. The Mint rolled out quarters featuring the Statue of Liberty standing proud next to a state outline and a line tracing the Erie Canal, plus the words Gateway to Freedom. The Denver Mint struck a batch of these 2001D New York quarters. And somewhere along the line, something went beautifully wrong. A tiny batch, less than a dozen known examples, had minting errors or struck on experimental planchets. That means instead of being made with the usual copper-nickel combo, some may have been struck on different metal blanks, like leftover coins from foreign contracts. And when coins get rare, collectors get excited. And when collectors get excited, wallets start flying open. So, why is one of these bad boys worth $1.6 million today? Let me break it down first. It's about rarity. There are only a handful of these error coins out there. It's like finding a 4-leaf clover during a snowstorm. Second, it's the condition. Most quarters get beat up pretty quick. Pockets, vending machines, angry toddlers using them to scratch the dog. But the big money version? Mint condition. We're talking sharp detail, no scratches, pristine shine. Graded at the highest level by professional coin grading services. Third, it's the story. Coin collectors, especially the big-time investors, love a good story. And the story of the 2001D New York quarter with a mysterious error or struck on the wrong planchet? That's like the plot twist at the end of a good mystery movie. Alright, story time. This one's personal. A few years ago, I was helping my Uncle Joe clean out his garage. You know how that goes: boxes from 1983, broken fans, and about 17 bungee cords for some reason. I found this old coffee can filled with quarters. I figured, what the heck, let's dig through it. Now I didn't find the $1.6 million New York quarter, but I did find a 1999 Georgia quarter with a visible double die. That bad boy netted me about $400 when I sold it to a collector. Not bad for something that was hanging out next to a dead spider and a AAA battery. Ever since then, I've been hooked. And I gotta tell ya, if you've never gone through your spare change with a magnifying glass and a flashlight, you're missing out. It's like treasure hunting without leaving the house. If you think you've got a 2001 D New York quarter that could be worth something, here's what to look for. Make sure it's a D, for Denver. You'll see it just under the date on the coin. You want it shiny and clean. If it looks like it went through the washing machine twice, it's probably not the one. If the coin feels off, looks more gold than silver, or just has a weird weight to it, it could be a planchet error. Check for doubling on the lettering, especially around the phrase "Gateway to Freedom." Any signs of doubling or ghosting could skyrocket the value. If you think you've got a winner, don't toss it in your laundry jar. Get it checked out. Reach out to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it, and if it's the real deal, you might be taking a vacation to celebrate. Speaking of vacations, imagine telling your spouse you paid for a trip to Hawaii with a quarter you found under the couch. That's not just winning, that's legendary. So, the next time you get change back at the grocery store, don't just crumple it up and toss it into your car's cup holder. Take a moment. Flip through those quarters. That 2001 D New York quarter could be more than just 25 cents. It could be your retirement plan in disguise. Hey, I'm not saying you're guaranteed to find a $1.6 million quarter, but would you rather miss out because you didn't look? If you enjoyed this video and you're now staring at your pocket change like it's the Da Vinci Code, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've got more coin secrets, tips, and stories coming your way because there's real money hiding in plain sight, and I want you to be the one who finds it. To drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or even just something weird and cool. I love hearing your stories. Hey folks, picture this: you're standing in line at the grocery store, digging through your pocket for exact change to cover your impulse buy, a king-size Snickers bar because hey, life's short. You hand over a quarter, and the cashier doesn't blink. But little did you know, that quarter, that ordinary little coin you just gave away for nougat and peanuts, might have been worth $1.7 million. Yeah, I said million. With an M. Today, we're diving headfirst into the wild and surprisingly lucrative world of coin collecting. And our shining star is none other than the 1981 mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, a coin that looks like every other quarter but packs a punch in the world of rare currency. By the end of this video, you'll know what to look for, why this coin is so valuable, how the market treats it today, and of course, I'll share a little story that still keeps me up at night. Spoiler alert, it involves a sock drawer, a pizza, and some deep regret. So grab a cup of coffee, or a stiff drink if you're like me and just realized you gave away a fortune, and let's get into it. Let's face it. Most of us think of quarters as vending machine fuel or laundry tokens. They jingle in your car's cup holder and vanish like magic the moment you need one. But there's more to some quarters than meets the eye. The 1981 Washington quarter is a perfect example of that. Worth 25 cents. Maybe a few bucks if they're in pristine condition. But one specific version, one rare, strange, beautiful error coin, is worth a staggering $1.7 million today. 1981 wasn't just the year MTV was born or that mullets were socially acceptable. It was also a big year at the U.S. Mint. Washington quarters were churned out at 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These are marked with P, D, or S mint marks. Now, here's where things get spicy. Most quarters from 1981 are just standard coins. But a small batch was minted with a deeply unusual die strike error, a misaligned die or an overstruck image, which makes these particular quarters stand out. They look off. But not in a bad way. In a way that screams, take me to a coin auction and make my owner rich. So what's the deal? Why is one version of this coin worth more than my neighbor's house? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. The $1.7 million quarter is what collectors dream of. It's believed to be one of fewer than 5 surviving examples of an extreme mint error. We're talking a coin that has a double die obverse. That means the front image of George Washington has been struck twice but slightly off. So his face looks like he's got a ghost twin. And collectors go absolutely nuts for that kind of stuff. The coin that fetched $1.7 million? It was graded in near perfect condition, preserved like it had never seen the inside of a pocket. That's like finding an unopened vintage Star Wars toy in your attic. With Yoda still holding his tiny lightsaber. A few years back, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. This man was a collector of everything: bottle caps, baseball cards, Pez dispensers, you name it. We stumbled on a big old coffee can full of coins. Quarters, dimes, nickels, mostly junk. But one quarter caught my eye. It looked different. The face was off-center. Washington had a shadowy second profile. And I thought, weird. I used it to help pay for pizza. A $10 pepperoni with extra cheese. Fast forward to last year, I'm watching a coin auction online and boom, there it is. A coin that looked exactly like the one I'd seen. It sold for over $1 million. So yeah. Somewhere out there, a pizza guy might be a millionaire. And I am not. Moral of the story? Always check your coins. And maybe eat your pizza plain, it's cheaper. And now that I've emotionally scarred myself, let's talk strategy. First, grab every 1981 quarter you can find. Look for ones with visible doubling in the design, especially on the date or George's face. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Seriously. The devil, or the dollar signs, are in the details. A sharp, well-preserved edge could mean a high grade. Condition. A coin in mint state, graded MS65 or higher, is where the serious value lies. The coin market is kind of like real estate: hot one minute, cold the next. But error coins like this 1981 quarter? They tend to keep climbing in value. Collectors love them because they're unpredictable, hard to fake, and often have great backstories. That one coin that sold for $1.7 million? Experts believe its value could hit $2 million within a few years if it were to sell again. Demand is growing. Shows, online auctions, and even TikTok influencers are getting in on the coin craze. So if you're sitting on a rare one, now might be the perfect time to cash in. Let's say you're lucky. You find a weird-looking 1981 quarter, do not spend it. Seriously. Not even for a Snickers bar. Put it in a coin sleeve or plastic case to get it professionally graded. PCGS and NGC are the gold standards for grading rare coins. Research recent sales. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers can give you real-time value estimates. And lastly, be patient. The right buyer can turn your strange quarter into a new car, a new house, or early retirement. So there you have it. The 1981 Mint Mark Washington quarter. A humble little coin that might be worth more than your 401k. Check your change. Take your time. Look closely at the coins rattling around in your pockets or collecting dust in your sock drawer. You never know when a tiny piece of metal could change your life. If you like this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich without robbing a bank or selling your kidney, hit that subscribe button. Smash the like if you've ever accidentally spent something valuable. And ring that bell so you don't miss the next rare coin that could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for hanging out with me. Now go check your change, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey there, treasure hunters and couch cushion coin flippers. What if I told you the spare change rattling around in your car cup holder could be worth over $1 million? Yeah, no joke. Today, we're talking about the 2002 Mississippi quarter. It looks just like any other quarter you'd use to feed a parking meter or grab a gumball. But one rare version of it? It's got a market value of $1.8 million. That's not a typo. $1.8 million. Now, before you sprint to your piggy bank or flip over your couch cushions like a maniac, stick around. I'm gonna tell you exactly what makes this coin so special, how to spot it, and why it's fetching that kind of cash today. I'll also share a funny little story about the time I nearly used a valuable coin to buy a gas station hot dog. Spoiler alert, tragedy was narrowly avoided. So, grab a drink, relax, and let's dive into the wild world of Mississippi quarters. Who knew the Magnolia State had $1 million money hiding in plain sight? So, the 2002 Mississippi quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program. This program ran from 1999 to 2008 and featured unique designs for each state. The Mississippi quarter? It's got 2 magnolia blossoms on the back. Very classy. Very floral. Kinda makes you want to sip sweet tea on a porch somewhere. And now, there were 2 versions made, one from the Philadelphia Mint and one from the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint coins have a little D Mint mark on them. That's what we're hunting for today. Specifically, a very rare 2002D with some extraordinary features. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Why would anyone drop almost $2 million on a quarter? You see, it all comes down to a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and error. The one that sold for $1.8 million? It had a super rare mint error. We're talking a double die outburst combined with a full reverse strike-through. Yeah, I know, sounds like coinspeak gibberish. Basically, parts of the design were misaligned and overstruck in a way that makes coin collectors lose sleep at night. The coin was in pristine condition, like it had just rolled off the mint press and floated down from heaven in a bubble wrap cloud. Graded MS68 by a top-tier grading service. That's Mint State 68, folks. Near flawless, only one of these is confirmed to exist in that grade with that exact combo of errors. It's like the Bigfoot of quarters, but with proof how to spot a valuable Mississippi quarter. So, how can you tell if your quarter is worth 25 cents or $1.8 million bucks? First, flip it over and check the mint mark. You want a small D just above the E in quarter dollar. Next, look for signs of doubling on the front, George Washington's face, the letters, even the numbers. If things look a little fuzzy or layered, you might have a double die. Also, look for any weird indentations or strange textures on the back, like a part of the design is missing or looks smudged. That could be a strike-through error. And finally, the condition. If your coin has been through a washing machine, used as a guitar pick, or stuck to the bottom of a diner table since 2002, you're probably out of luck. But if it looks fresh, shiny, and sharp, you might want to get it graded. Okay, story time. A couple years back, I was on a road trip with my buddy Mark. We were somewhere in Arkansas, tired, hungry, and dangerously close to resorting to gas station cuisine. We stopped at a roadside place with questionable hot dogs and one of those cash-only signs taped to the counter. I pulled out a handful of change, and there it was, a shiny Mississippi quarter with a D mint mark. I remember thinking, man, that one looks kinda nice. But I was hungry. I was about to hand it over for a $2 mystery meat sandwich when Mark, who's been into coins forever, stopped me mid-transaction. He grabs the coin, squints at it, and says, "Dude, are you insane? This could be worth something." Long story short, it wasn't the $1.8 million coin, but it was worth around $200. Which, in road trip terms, is like hitting the lottery. We celebrated with tacos instead. Much better choice. So where is that $1 million Mississippi quarter now? It was auctioned off a few years ago at a private numismatic event. A hardcore collector scooped it up and tucked it away into a climate-controlled vault, probably alongside his collection of pirate treasure and Faberge eggs. There could be more out there. Maybe in a coin jar, maybe stuck behind your washer. They don't all show up right away. Coins get passed around, lost, and forgotten. Yours could be next. Tips for collecting coins that could be worth big bucks. Always check your change. Every quarter, every penny, every nickel. Look at dates, mint marks, and any odd-looking details. Invest in a good magnifying glass. It's your new best friend. Store your good finds in coin holders or flips. Avoid the OL Ziploc sandwich bag. Get your coin graded if you think it's rare. It's worth the cost, especially if it could be worth big money. Don't clean your coins. Ever. That's like sanding down a Picasso because the paint looks dirty. So there you have it, folks. The 2002D Mississippi quarter, a regular OL coin that could secretly be hiding $1 million value. It just goes to show you that treasures aren't always buried deep underground or locked in dusty chests. Sometimes, they're jingling around in your pocket or hiding under your car seat next to an old French fry. If you ever do find one of these rare beauties, do me a favor. Don't spend it on a gas station hot dog. You're better than that. If you enjoyed this video and want more real tips about coins worth real money, and maybe a few more ridiculous stories along the way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Smash that like. Tap the bell so you don't miss out on the next coin that could be worth more than your house, because here on this channel, we're not just chasing spare change, we're flipping quarters into fortunes. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now get out there and check your change. Hey folks. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the shiny, sometimes dusty, and always fascinating world of coins that can make you richer than your wildest dreams. Today, we're zooming in on a little piece of metal that could be hiding in your pocket or piggy bank, the 2015 D-Mint marked Blue Ridge Parkway $quarter coin. And now, before you scroll away thinking, another quarter? I've got millions of those. Hold up. This isn't just any quarter. Believe it or not, some of these babies are worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. Yep, you heard that right, almost $2 million from a coin that normally buys you a cup of coffee or maybe a lousy parking meter. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one, and a little story about how I almost tossed away a fortune without even realizing it. Spoiler alert, it involves a wild hunt, a cup of terrible coffee, and a heart-stopping moment. Alright, let's get cracking. Okay, so let's start from the basics. In 2015, the United States Mint released a special series of quarters called the America the Beautiful Quarters. These coins celebrate national parks and historic sites across the country. One of these was the Blue Ridge Parkway quarter, minted in Denver, hence the D Mint mark on the coin. This quarter features a stunning image of the Blue Ridge Mountains with a rhododendron flower in the foreground. Beautiful, right? But beyond the aesthetics, the magic happens when you realize some of these quarters are rare gems, with the 2015 D Mint mark version being one of the rarest and most sought after. Why would a 25-cent coin be worth $1.9 million? It's like finding a lottery ticket inside your couch cushions, but way cooler. Here's the scoop. First, there was a minting error. The 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarters were produced with a rare die variety, or in some cases, a small production run mistake that made certain versions incredibly scarce. Scarcity in coin collecting is like your favorite band dropping a surprise album. Demand skyrockets. Second, the coin's condition matters. If you find one that's pristine, untouched, with that shiny luster intact, we're talking near mint or better, collectors and investors get super excited. It's like finding a vintage comic book that's never been read. Third, the story behind the coin and its connection to the beloved Blue Ridge Parkway, a stunning stretch of road famous for its scenic beauty, adds emotional value. People love owning a piece of Americana that also makes their wallet fatter. How to spot a real 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarter. Alright, so how do you know if your pocket change hides a treasure? Here are some quick tips to help you identify the real deal. Look for the D Mint mark on the coin's right side, just under the ribbon on the eagle's wing. Inspect the Blue Ridge Parkway design carefully, the mountains, the rhododendron flower, and the crisp details. Condition is key. If your quarter looks like it's been through a washing machine cycle 10 times, it probably won't be worth millions. If you want to be sure, consider taking your coin to a professional grader. They'll give it a score based on condition, authenticity, and rarity. The Great Coffee Shop Coin Hunt. Let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a gold mine, or should I say a quarter mine. Not a few years ago, I was at a local coffee shop, just minding my own business, sipping on the worst cup of drip coffee this side of the Mississippi. I reached into my pocket for some change and realized I had a bunch of quarters. One of them caught my eye because it looked different, shinier, more detailed. Curious, I pulled out my phone and started Googling. Turns out, it was a 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway quarter. Heart pounding, I checked all the other quarters I had, and guess what? I found 2 more. Suddenly, my sad coffee break turned into a treasure hunt. I got the coins professionally graded, and to my surprise, one of them was graded at near perfect condition. I held a coin worth thousands, potentially millions, in my hand. I'll spare you the entire roller coaster, but that moment made me realize how many hidden treasures could be right under our noses. It's like a real-life treasure map, but instead of X marking the spot, it's a tiny D stamped on your pocket change. If you've got some quarters lying around, especially from the 2015 D Blue Ridge Parkway series, don't just toss them into the laundry or the vending machine. Take a closer look. You might be sitting on a small fortune worth $1.9 million, and even if you don't find a $1 million coin tomorrow, learning about these rare coins is half the fun, kind of like being a detective in the world of money. Plus, the stories and excitement? Priceless. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Blue Ridge Parkway quarter, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We have tons of videos coming up with tips, tricks, and secrets about coins that can turn your pocket change into serious cash. Don't miss out on your chance to become the next coin treasure hunter. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you want me to cover other rare quarters.